Welcome back, guys, to Trails to Azure, where last episode, on reaching the bottom of the old mine, finding no alternative way out, we decided to return to the entrance to await rescue. However, at that point, the fairy Drake attacked, paralyzing our group and leaving them unable to defend themselves until a howl rang out as Zeit and Randy arrived to render aid, allowing us to defeat the beast. With the miners having cleared the debris blocking the mine, the SSS said their farewells with the job done, none the wiser as to the who, what, or why of the situation, as we now drive back to Crossbell City. Man, oh man, damn, this car is sweet! I'm gonna be a total lady killer cruising around this thing, don't you think? No comment. Only amateurs need to rely on flashy wheels to get where they want to go, if you catch my drift. You calling an amateur newbie? I think they do have a personality overlap, don't they? I say he's got your number there. Sorry to tell you, Randy, but Wazi's got you beat in that department enough to make a job out of it. Come on, Noel. How are you going to do a fellow CGF alum dirty like this? Sorry. It's still pulsing purple. We never did find out who was responsible. The fact that we can't pin down a motive only makes it all the more unsettling. Where could they have gotten their hands on those explosives? Even the CGF doesn't use ones like that. Not regularly, anyway. You're sure it couldn't have just been a blast charge that was lying around the old mine? Granted, I wouldn't call myself a demolitions expert, but still. No, it wasn't. Oh? Do you know something we don't? Based on the smell of the residue near the entrance, I'd say that was a newer model of explosive, no older than 1 or 2 years. And a high-performance one at that. You don't say. Must be pretty well versed in them to glean all that with just your nose. Well, it's not like gunpowder weapons are completely obsolete. They've fallen out with regular armies, but even now some people prefer them. Especially Jaegers. Jaegers? Then you're saying... Hey, I'm just talking in hypotheticals here. For the record, Erebonia is still the largest user of gunpowder weapons. They even have a large stockpile of old Rhineford models. Really? I figured you'd know a lot more about these things than us. But Erebonia? That makes matters even more complicated. Yeah, especially after yesterday. What, something happened? Yes, actually. Ellie explained the details of their encounter with Imperial Secretary Lecter Arundel. So that playboy was an Imperial spy all along, eh? Always knew he was hiding something. He's not just a spy, he's a captain of their intelligence division. He might simply be here to scope out the city ahead of the trade conference. There's also the matter of that red-headed girl who was with him. Ah, that girl. Can you feel the warmth of her hands even now? Oh, what's this about? I missed something good. Well... Now I'll explain what happened with the red-headed girl that was with Lecter. Huh... Can we move on, please? Honestly, I can sympathize with how Alicia is treated by Ilya now. I guess there are some similarities. But all jokes aside, things may be coming to a head soon. Whoever that girl was, she was more than just your average civilian. She wasn't the only one. There's also that man we met yesterday, the one heading down the West Crossbell Highway from the Empire. Kind of think of it, he had red hair too. Yeah, now that you mention it, wasn't red like Lecter's either. Rather, it's more like that girl's. In fact, they might be in the exact same shade. Wait. Could it be? So what you're trying to say is they both had the same color hair as me. Does that mean anything to you? Well, shit. So they're really here. Hey, Randy. Oh, now what? Yes, this is the special support section. Lloyd Banning speaking. Bannings, it's me. Oh, Dudley. I heard you were away on business. Did you just get back? Yes, this afternoon. Emma filled me in. She said you were a big help yesterday. It was nothing, just doing our duty. More importantly, has something happened? Yes, I figured you all should know. The old Ravash compound was sold today. It officially has a new owner. The name on the deed is Crimson & Co. Crimson & Co? Wait, it's not Hayaway. Seems they snatched the contract from right under their noses. Presumably someone from the Empire pulled some strings from behind the scenes. The Empire, huh? So what kind of company is it? They run a high-class club in the Imperial capital named New Blanc. They also opened a branch location in Crossbell City about a year ago. Apparently they're aiming to launch a full-scale expansion into the States. But it must be a front, right? Well, is Orlando there? Randy, yeah, we just met up with him. You should hear the details about this Crimson & Co. from him. I'll contact you again tonight. Wait. What's wrong? That sounded like quite the heated conversation. I get the picture. They got their hands on the old Ravache building, right? Well, mind taking us to the entertainment district once we're back in the city? Just park her right by the entrance to the back alley. I mean, I guess I can, but... Randy, just what is this Crimson & Co.? Well, it's an Erebonian company that manages one of Heimdall's most popping clubs, New Blanc. And in reality, it's a front used to fund the Jaeger Corps, known as the Red Constellation. Aha, we're done here. Shall we head back? Then on second thought, perhaps I'd best stop by that old mine gallery first. Be my guest. Just remember to keep yourself out of danger. In the meantime, the fool is needed elsewhere. I trust you'll do your worst. Ah, that reminds me, our assignments for this plan have been decided. The 7th Anguis and I will be in charge of things on this end. Really now, whipping out the big guns, are we? I suppose it makes sense. There are going to be some... tricky pieces on the board. Maybe it's for the best. Why force exactly? Before I forget, I think I'll let you handle the operational reporting on the Astral Code. I'm quite excited to see how it fares in a low-level network environment. Yes, I'll take care of that when I have some free time to spare. Now then, in the name of the Grandmaster. In the name of the Grandmaster. I may not have an audience, but there's never a bad time to make a declaration. I, Enforcer Number 0, Campanella the Fool, as the Grandmaster's representative, hereby declare the Phantasmal Blaze Plan now in motion. Oh, they even have like the tick of the car's like blinkers going. Randy! Let's follow him. Indeed we shall. They've got the hazards on or something. The burst gauge has been deactivated. Burst gauge will be temporarily disabled after the climax of each chapter. However, it will become available again when the story approaches another climactic point. Once that happens, the burst gauge will appear in the top right corner of the screen. Be sure to watch out for it. We can't go anywhere else. We have to chase after Randy. Let's hurry to the old Ravache compound. Oh, it doesn't have the blinkers. It's actually the sound of water dripping. Man, the rain hasn't let up all day. Doubt I'm talking anyone else through that door, so I might as well clock out. Red-haired guy. Think you went further into the alley over there a second ago. We should take our time. Make sure we don't miss anything. Sandra's asleep. It's really starting to come down. Maybe I should wake up Sandra and send her home. Does she have a home? Are you looking for someone? Sandra and I are the only ones here right now. I saw this ripped red-haired man around here a little while ago. He was with this cute girl who was prowling around like a cat. Oh, and some wannabe playboy looked like a tourist. It's not every day you see a crew that bizarre. You know, Randy rushed past now, and it made me realize he's the same red hair as that buff guy and the cat girl. What if they're related or something? They didn't really seem all that alike. Obviously, I can't just go through. May as well check everything. Imelda obviously didn't see anything, right? I spotted a gaggle of shady characters heading into the old Ravache compound today. And here I thought that Hayway was going to get their grubby mitts on it. Things are really starting to heat up. They are, aren't they? That's what happens when you've already had one game to set the scene. Ah. Uncle Shirley. Long time no see, Dolphy. You haven't changed a bit these past 2 years. Randy! It's them, the ones from yesterday. So the pieces are starting to fall into place. I had a feeling you were related to them. The hair color was a dead giveaway and all, but still, wasn't expecting a family reunion today. What are you doing here, Lecter? Did you have something to do with the acquisition? Well, I have been known to pull a few strings here and there. But man, oh man, it's a good thing we beat Hayway and their four-eyed orchid dragon to the punch. You said it. I had to back off in the Eastern Quarter, but this time I'll get to have all the fun I want. The Eastern Quarter? She means the war they waged with Hayway last year in Calvert. So tell me, Uncle, why are you here in Crossbell? What the hell are you planning? We're on business, obviously. More importantly, I've got something you might like to know, Randolph. My brother's gone 6 arge under. What? Happened just last year. He and Zephyr's boss ended up taking each other to their graves. Bow to the death between the war god and his bitter rival, the Jaeger King. You should have seen it. It was awesome. That's so. Stupid old man. At least he died doing what he loved. Bet he had a real satisfied look on his smug-ass face, didn't he? Yeah, he looked like he was having the time of his life and death. That lucky dog. I wish I could find me a rival like that. If nothing else, he went down with no regrets. Aside from having a worthless deserter of a son. Your vacation days are up, Randolph. Keep your schedule open. We'll be in touch. Later, Dolphy. Catch you on the flip side. Randy, was that? Are they who I think they are? Yeah. Sigmund Orlando, vice leader of the Red Constellation, and his daughter Shirley Orlando, one of their commanding officers. My uncle and cousin, the strongest and fiercest of the ogres. Oh, are they remodeling in there already with explosions? Why are they doing that? It's just lightning striking. It's chapter 1. Bright skies, gathering storms, comes to an end. Chapter 1 is already done. Let's tally up my goods. Support requests got me 10. Cool. I got online investigation, got me some. 5. Got a Medal of Valor for my performance. Thank you very much, Leah. And that seems to be it. Out of sight, out of mind. I did end up out of mine indeed. Just keep on keeping on. The West Zemuria Trade Conference, proposed by Crossbell's newly elected mayor, Dieter Croix, the international summit was set to host a number of prominent heads of state. Additionally, the opening of the conference would double as the unveiling of Crossbell's new City Hall building. Its name, Orchis Tower. At 40 stories and 250 arc tall, the structure marked the continent's first true skyscraper and was garnering attention all across Zemuria. One day remained before the international dignitaries' arrival in Crossbell, as well as the unveiling of Orchis Tower. In light of this, a special support section was called to police headquarters to attend a meeting on security measures. Well, that sums up our security plans for the next 3 days. The CGF has already adopted a rigorous inspection system at the Bellegarde and Tangram gates. As far as the rest of the city is concerned, if you would, Chief Jollick and Inspector Donovan. Right, the Metropolitan Divisions will have all hands on deck with city patrols these next few days. We're going in full force until the end of the conference, so you can rest easy. As for the 2nd Division, our efforts will be focused on the train station, airport, and commercial areas. We're pulling out all the stops, too, until this is all said and done. And as you know, the 1st Division will be heading up security at the conference itself. I've little doubt our division will be capable of handling any and all possible contingencies. Be that as it may, there's no such thing as a flawless security system, and that's where we come in. Yes, I mentioned I think it'd be best if you were in charge of public relations here at HQ, Chief Sergey. We'd also like if you could arrange a collaborative effort with the Guardian Force as well. Sure now to ask a lot of a guy. Wow, you're always sticking your nose into things. I say he's got the right man for the job. Our entire system's gonna be stronger with you poking around for our blind spots. I'll say, you're really living up to that reputation as Sergey the Scrutinous. Give me a break, that's ancient history. Sergey the Scrutinous? I think I can see it. Knock it off, I said it was a long time ago. Anyway, you're good with them helping out? Yes, that shouldn't be an issue. The SSS will do well as reserve forces for the time being. Reserve? We're to continue our regular duties, but be ready to respond at a moment's notice if we're called in, am I right? Yes, essentially. The Bracers operate in a similar manner, but as you can imagine, we can't rely on them alone for the circumstances like these. And considering our new arrivals in town, we need the insurance in case of any unforeseen developments. By new arrivals, you mean Uncle Sigmund's crew? Yeah. The Red Constellation. They're said to be one of the strongest Jaeger corps in all of Western Zemuria. We've been able to confirm that the bulk of their forces have now entered Crossbell. We also have to take into consideration the large-scale conflict they had with Hayway in the Republic just last year. They're dangerous, alright. You're thinking they're going to come after Hayway again, now that they're both in the same city? No, actually, Jaegers of their core are ultimately motivated by Mira. Them being yesterday's enemies doesn't necessarily mean they're still mutually hostile. Isn't that right, Orlando? Suppose so. They couldn't care less about territory, unlike a mafia. To Jaegers, all that matters is Mira and the battlefield. Not uncommon to have a beer today with the same guy you were trying to kill yesterday. Silver lining being, I don't think they're holding a grudge against Hayway. True, but that begs an even more elusive question, doesn't it? If not for Hayway, why then has the Red Constellation come to Crossbell? The 1st Division has been looking into that, but nothing has been confirmed as of yet. However, we have reason to believe they're being backed by the Imperial government. Can't overlook the possibility that it may be related to the trade conference itself. On the other hand, it could be that they're here as a counterbalance to Hayway as a Republic-based group. Wouldn't rule either theory out. Point is, we can't just ignore them if we plan to hold this trade conference trouble-free. That goes without saying. On that note, we've received intel that the Red Constellation has also been spotted in the outlying areas of the state. It would be prudent of you to look into the matter should your patrols happen to take you there. Understood. We'll gather more information on the Red Constellation while tackling our support requests. But if anything happens, don't hesitate to contact us for whatever backup we can provide. Our tasks can always wait. We hear ya. Knock 'em dead out there, SSS. Yeah, thanks for having our backs, kids. And so begins Chapter 2, the West Zemuria Trade Conference. There's that blooming car! Okay, check some requests, shall we? 2 urgents, 2 nots. CDF training exercise. I'm requesting that the special support section participate in a CDF training exercise. Come to Tangram Gate once you are prepared. Oh, we're allowed out, are we? The doctor is in. St. Ursula Medical College. Dr. Salen, St. Ursula's new professor of pharmacology and neurology, has an urgent request. On a related note, we also have the results of the drug analysis you requested. Way back. Please come to the St. Ursula Medical College reception desk at your earliest convenience. For old tome's sake, that's on a long. I've been informed that there is a large quantity of potentially valuable ancient texts in Stargazer's Tower. Naturally, as a librarian, I'm quite keen to get my hands on them. Could you please help us with our preliminary assessment? Miles Head Librarian. We're going in Stargazer's Tower? And there's a monster on Old Armorica Road. A dangerous monster, Sepith Demon, has been sighted on Old Armorica Road. We ask that the special support section deal with this threat swiftly. Just wondering, there's obviously nothing to report at this point in time. Because the chapter ended and all. And there's still no new guys for Pom Pom Party. Our urgent request this time around are from the CGF and St. Ursula. I have to say though, I didn't expect Instructor Douglas to be one of the requesters. Instructor? I thought he was the new deputy commander of the CGF. Yeah, but he used to be an instructor at the police academy prior to his new assignment. He's the one who drilled in everything I know about hand-to-hand combat, not to mention my restraint techniques. He was actually part of the Guardian Force to begin with, one of their ace members in fact. But after he got on his former commander's bad side, they ended up demoting him to keep him out of trouble. Old Duggo was in charge of my training too, man's as tough as nails and just as sharp. Wouldn't be surprised if he was the strongest guy in the entire CGF. Wow, he sounds incredible. Considering his position within the CGF, I'm looking forward to meeting him. Well, it looks like we're going to be doing just that. As for this other request, it seems to be from a newly appointed doctor at St. Ursula. Guess someone had to take over the pharmacology and neurology departments with Yochim gone. Probably best if we keep one eye open, whoever they are. I feel as though I've heard of this assailant somewhere before, though. Is there a household name of sorts out in Remofaria? You may be thinking of the Sailing Company. They manufacture medical equipment. They're a distinguished family with ties to the Grand Prince. It's possible our sender is related. Well, in that case, I doubt they're suspicious. Either way, we'll have to go to St. Ursula for that drug analysis they mentioned. Well, that, and I'm sure you can't bear another moment away from your beloved big sister. They say she looks more like a saint than a nurse in that uniform of hers. What? Well, I mean, yeah, Cecile has done a lot for me over the years, but wait a minute, how do you know about her? You've never even met her. My bad, I spilled the beans. Ah, damn it, Randy. You're only digging yourself in even deeper, Lloyd. It sounds like Wazi was right on the mirror. Well, I can't really blame Lloyd. She really is an amazing person. Anyway, while we're on the subject, it would be smart to meet with Cecile before we see this new doctor. Worried about how the hospital's been coping after all the damage Yochim did. I agree. Oh wait, isn't Shizuku coming to the city today? Kia left to go visit her at the Bracer Guild not too long ago. Yeah, she sounded really excited about playing with Shizuku all day. I figured they're still at the guild so we can check in on them if we have the time. That sounds good to me. The Shizuku girl is a Divine Blade of Wind's daughter, right? Yep, right around Kito's age too. Wouldn't believe how sweet a kid she is, considering how uptight her old man can be. Yeah, Shizuku really is adorable. Ran made such a fuss over how cute she was after meeting her for the first time. I can certainly picture that. I suppose we'll just have to add her on to our growing list of meets and greets. And while we're at it, we can start planning a certain someone's family reunion too. Wazi. Watch your mouth. Yeah, it's fine. The man knows how to get down to brass tacks. Jokes aside, we may share the same blood. But those guys are nothing to laugh about. Wouldn't be surprised one bit if they were the ones who rigged the mine with explosives. Randy, you don't have to be so quick to suspect them just yet. Nah, I know Uncle Sigmund and Shirley too damn well. It's just a hunch, but I'm pretty sure they were just scoping you guys out. They want to see the skills behind the team I ended up ditching them for. They go so far just for that? Well, let me guess, to them it was all just harmless fun. They're the type to go to those lengths to satisfy their curiosity, aren't they? Bingo, trouble like that may as well have been a friendly how you do from the constellation. Sucks to do this so soon after getting back, but it might be better if I looked into them myself. No, that's all the more reason we should do this as a team. We can't just let the Red Constellation do as they please. Sooner or later, we're going to have to pin down why they're here in Crossbell, as well as whether they're working with the Imperial government. This isn't your duty alone, it's ours as the SSS. Lloyd, we need you, Randy, and I have no intention of letting you do this by yourself. I think it's fair to say you'd have a harder time without us too. So please, stop trying to brush us aside. Always quick on the draw with those impassioned appeals, isn't he? But he's right, though. Banding together in times of hardship is what the SSS does best, isn't it? Indeed it is. We only made it through the cult incident because we faced it as a team. How is this any different, Randy? You got me. Guess I need to work on getting my head out of my ass. You don't say. Anyway, now that we have our own car, we should patrol outside the city while we work through these requests. It's a good opportunity for us to visit Belgard Gate and Homorica Village too. Right, we haven't been to either in a while. By the way, Commander Bell's stationed at Belgard Gate now, isn't she? Yes, that's right. I think she's swamped preparing for the trade conference, though. Muriel's out there too, so it'd be cool if we could check in on her. Shall we be off then? Oh, the gates. Amarca 2. There's going to be a lot of road traveling in this chapter. When there are more than 4 people in your party, any extra members will be act as support members. Support members remain outside the front lines in battle, but may occasionally appear in the AT bar to perform various attack buffs on their turn. During enemy ambushes, the party's formation will be disrupted, support members included. Because of this, it is wise to keep your support members' equipment and courts up to date too. Party members can be swapped in and out under tactics. Additionally, you can toggle support crafts on or off under the status section of the camp menu. Or you can turn them off in case they're not good for you. Hey there, Zite. Appreciate the assist back in the mine. Yeah, good looking out for us. You woof. Well, I was going to say, it's time for us to read our bedtime story and leave a big sweep for next time. However, I might just check out here quickly. And then go to the casino to open it up for, so I can play poker this week, like I said way earlier. It's never bad to bank some chips. Now, Kia's at school then. Might be something we could put in Randy's room. There's good old Cop. Hey there, Cop. How's it hanging? Yeah. He's looking a little peckish to me. Ooh, can I try feeding him? Cop is more than happy to eat the fish we catch, or even just regular cat food. Yeah, but do we even have any right now? Either way, we should remember to feed him every morning. Hold on, I think I have some fresh hauls with me right now. Sure, Cop would appreciate whatever we're willing to give. Okay, we have, like, multiple of certain ones. Yeah. I think we have multiple rain eaters, if I'm right in saying. Yep. Let's give you a rain eater. Nyan nyan! Off Cop goes. Funya! An effort. Oh my, you giving this to me? Thanks, Cop. I'll make sure to put it to good use. Yeah, that'll help with our cooking. And probably has a fairly good value on it. 2-1. I mean, we had Prankster on for exactly that at this point in time for a 2-1. If it ain't bad to pick up. Well, I'll think about where to put that on in the future, but let's just leave here for the time being, just in case there's any cutscenes. I need to basically make sure we've got a straight shot to the casino. Which we do not. Hey, Randy. What's up, Lloyd? About your dad. I'm sorry. What, because you kicked the bucket? Don't sweat it. Stories like his are a mirror million in that line of work. Besides, I cut all ties with my old man when I deserted. Doesn't mean I felt nothing, but, well, it's all dust in the wind now. That's so. Still, if you do ever need to talk about it, I'm all ears. I am your leader, after all. I might even be able to offer you some decent advice. Sorry, I didn't mean to impose. No, you're good. I was just thinking about how much you've grown. Moving your honorary big bro to tears here. Oh, give me a break. It's just that I want to help you out if you need it. That's what being partners is all about, right? Even if I'm not the most reliable. Lloyd. Alright, I get it. Maybe I'll tell you the whole story one day. You better be ready for it when the time comes, partner. Sure thing. Oh, what's wrong, you two? Did you forget something? Right, we'll be there in a second. Alright, just take it slow and get the show on the road. We're just best friending. You now access all of Crossbell via the orbital car. The orbital car is part of the rear entrance of the SSS building. Feel free to use it as you see fit. You can go far with this, baby. And we can also check out the other paint. I guess it's a Zite paint. Wasn't actually that special. Fastest way to... There is via here. We've got a lot of people to talk to in time. Well, the whole of Crossbell to patrol. There's police everywhere, and there's a lot more people to talk to in general. And yeah, he's completely free and open for us to get to and talk to with no issue whatsoever. Okay then, as we trap this guy here before we do our patrol next time, it's time for a bedtime story, because we've got not one, but 2 chapters of our book of this game lined up to read. So, depending on how many pages this might be long, this might be short. It's usually short at the start, I thought. 1 and 6 and 1 and 6. So, we are going with Sunshine Agnes. Chapter 1. The Cream-Colored Girl. Edwin Arnold had never been able to get the better of that girl. Not even once. He was confident in his physical strength and thought himself fairly sharp to boot. Yet despite that, he was caught in a losing streak that left him at a loss for words. Not much had changed since that day 2 years ago. The tick of the grandfather clock served as a reminder that time continued to pass inside the cafe. 19-year-old Edwin, however, paid it no mind as he mumbled to himself in his usual spot by the counter. That's about as perfect as this article can get, right? Having fully incorporated the details from his interviews and proofread the writing 3 times already, he continued grumbling as he quickly made his final edits. If his piece could withstand the scrutiny of the afternoon's editorial meeting, it would finally get to be published. Edwin wasn't about to let a chance like that pass him by. He needed to make sure there wasn't a single period out of place. The boy raised his head and looked across the counter. What do you think, Agnes? Heck if I know. Who even cares? Agnes passed by with a yawn. Her curly, cream blonde locks, which hadn't changed in 2 years, bounced and swayed with every motion, as if dancing in a non-existent wind. Why do you have to come barging in this early in the morning? We're not even open yet, she quibbled to herself as she dried the glass in her hand and placed it back into the cupboard. Come on, just look at it. I mean, please check it over. You know how rare it is for a rookie reporter like me to even get a shot at in their own column, don't you? Edwin pressed his hands together and bowed. Agnes stared down at him in silence. She had long gotten used to how much he depended on her for help, even though she was 2 years his junior. Jeez, is he annoying, she thought to herself. Nevertheless, she relented, scanning the page as she dried another glass. Impressive work, eh? She racked up 3 spelling mistakes, and isn't the date wrong? Of course, Edwin thought. He raised his red pen once more and began making his corrections. It's not like fixing those will help you much now. Well, if you got something to say, then just say it. I'm putting my all into this. Chill out, it's just a cooking column. So what? An article is an article. I guess everyone starts somewhere. Still, I'm not sure you've got what it takes to be a reporter, Ed, she grumbled to herself while he toiled away at his corrections. You're a slow writer. You have zero attention to detail, and you're a numbskull to boot. Sure, you passed the paper's preliminary exam, thanks to my help, but isn't it a stretch to think you could become a real reporter? Agnes had long wondered why a terrible student like Ed would want to be a journalist. Even so, she immediately regretted speaking up as Edwin collected his draft, stood, and donned a wide smile. Whatever, being a righteous reporter is cool. He told Agnes to expect good news and batted out of the cafe, leaving the room silent, save for the chime of the bell above the door. How very Edwin, Agnes shrugged. On the counter beside her, a drowsy black cat let out a yawn. Sunshine Agnes, Chapter 2. The Eton News Agency. Anchorville was a sizable city in the Republic of Calvert. Though it was smaller than the capital, it was still home to a respectable number of businesses. White streetscapes faced the mountains encircling the city, while market and harbour districts faced the river, creating a sweeping vista to behold. Rounding the corner of the market, Edwin pedaled hard on his bike, rushing down Sunset Street. The Eton News Agency, a small local publication, lay just ahead. The newsroom was in a frenzy as nearly half the staff were standing and shouting. Royce, a veteran reporter, vigorously tapped the back of his fingers against a draft, unaware of Edwin's arrival. The business editor, Clef, held a telephone to his ear, looking as if he hadn't slept all night. The copy editor, or rather editor-in-chief, Chang, nodded along with a stern expression. What Edwin could glean, there had been a delay covering a recent traffic accident. He kept to himself, slipped into his seat, and took out his trusty worn-out bag. Well, someone's in a good mood, despite being late. The voice that cut for the commotion came from Brandon, a middle-aged man with a salt and pepper hair, who was the editor of the culture section. Upon seeing his supervisor, Ed wasted no time shoving his draft into Brandon's face. Today's article is perfect. Please submit it at the editorial meeting for me. There better not be any spelling mistakes this time, unless you're looking to get scolded again. Edwin's broad smile returned. Everything's going to go great today, I guarantee it. Suddenly one of the office's 4 phones rang. A reporter named Carly answered it while passing by. What? Carly's brow furrowed. At 5 a.m.? Yes. Carly waved an arm through the air. The editorial department, which until then had been noisy in a train platform, fell silent. Setting down the phone, Carly turned her gaze to Chang. Mr. Chang, it seems Weber Hart is dead. Someone clapped twice, shouting, I need all the political columnists to gather around ASAP. Right, yelled the reporters, rising to their feet. That guy, huh? This is going to be a big local story. The crowd murmured amongst themselves as more than 10 staffers circled the editor-in-chief's desk. Who was this Hart guy again? Seriously, he was a big shot around here. He was a famous intellectual. How'd you not know him? This was going to require a special feature, Brandon muttered begrudgingly under the chatter. He tossed Edwin's draft back to him. The afternoon editorial meeting's cancelled, Ed. You're going to be assisting on the story. But why? Don't why me? I'm your editor, pal. Do as I say. Seeing Brandon's scowl, Edwin leapt to his feet by instinct, but was suddenly overcome by a large, sharp sense of vertigo, as if the ground were shaking. Upon seeing the others in the room do the same, however, he realized that it actually was. The sound of steel folding in on itself shrieked through the office from outside the agency, followed by the grating roar of metal grinding against concrete. The cacophony ended with a crash. Through a trembling window, Edwin saw an overturned orbital bus billowing smoke into the sky. In a flash, he ran out of the newsroom as fast as he could, bag in hand. It wasn't his instincts as a reporter that made him move. The fact that he could have sworn he saw Agnes amidst the panicked crowd. Okay. It's a newspaper's kind of story. Things are going on in their tour department. We've had a big bus crash. Well, that is our setting of the scene for Sunshine Agnes. What is going to happen next? Or more to the point, what is going to happen next here in Crossbells? Now Chapter 2 has got underway. Well, I'm going to rack up some chips in the casino pretty easily. I think about 5k will do, right? Maybe around that. Don't know if it'll be good gear for us to get in the future. I haven't checked if there's anything changed. There's definitely bait and stuff we can get, and new materials too. So I think 5k, like, to hang in the pocket would be pretty good for us. Pretty good indeed. Well, I thank you guys for watching yet another week, yet another session of Trails to Azure. I bid you to come back next time as we start our patrol, do our quests, continue our story, and there's a lot more places to check out because Crossbell is a changing yet again. I'll see you next time for more. Bye-bye.